Feel that. Before you do anything else, before you try to name it or rationalize it away, just feel it. There is a heat gathering in your body, isn't there? For some of you, it is low in the belly, a strange and unfamiliar coil of warmth just beneath the navel, like a pilot light that has suddenly flared to life. For others, it has risen into the solar plexus, a churning, restless energy that makes it impossible to sit still. You feel it in your legs, a buzzing current that wants to stand up, to walk, to run, to pace the floors of your home because stillness feels like a cage. Your sleep has been thin, fractured by dreams of motion, of pursuit, of departure. You wake in the dark with your heart hammering a rhythm that does not belong to the quiet of your room. It belongs to a drumbeat from a distant horizon. This is not anxiety. This is not indigestion. This is not stress, though it may wear the mask of all three. I need you to understand that what you are feeling in the fibers of your being right now is evidence. It is the physical proof that a cosmic event has already reached you, that its waves are moving through your blood and bone before the peak has even arrived in the sky above. This sensation is the signature of an engine turning over, an ancient and powerful engine that has been dormant for a very, very long time. It is the feeling of raw potentiality demanding an outlet. It is the body knowing, before the mind is caught up, that a gate is about to swing open. Tonight, and for a period of roughly 48 hours that centers on this exact night, the planet Mars and the planet Jupiter will align in the sky in a way that creates what the ancient astrologer priests of Babylon called a divine permission slip. This is not just an alignment. It is a harmonic convergence. Mars, the god of war, the divine spear, the principle of decisive action, courage, and severance, will lend all of its focused, fiery power to Jupiter, the great benefic, the king of the gods, the principle of expansion, faith, opportunity, and miraculous growth. Think of what this means. The energy that cuts through illusion is merging with the energy that creates new worlds. The power to say, "no more," is being fused with the power that whispers, "yes," and then some. This is the cosmic green light. This is not a gentle nudge from the universe. This is a shove. It is the hand of the cosmos placed firmly in the center of your back, propelling you toward a threshold you have been standing before for months, perhaps even years. You have been looking at a door, telling yourself it was locked. You have been standing at the edge of a field, telling yourself you did not know the way across. You have been holding a truth in your mouth, telling yourself it was not the right time to speak it. The heat in your body is Mars melting the lock. The restlessness in your limbs is Jupiter showing you that the field is not a trackless wilderness, but a prepared path. The tremor in your voice, when you think about what must be said, is the resonance of these two worlds meeting, creating a frequency that shatters denial. The last time this precise harmonic occurred, with this specific angular relationship, in this particular sector of the sky, entire empires shifted. Maps were redrawn not by force of arms alone, but by a sudden collective surge of belief in what was possible. What the history books record as conquest was, on a deeper level, an answer to a question that had been hanging in the air for a generation. What happens next? This alignment provides the answer. It does not whisper it. It declares it. It floods the system with a potent combination of courage and faith that makes the previously unthinkable feel not only possible, but inevitable. So I am here to tell you that the restlessness you feel is sacred. The impatience, the sudden intolerance for situations that you have been patiently enduring for years is not a character flaw. It is the Mars energy rising in you, a holy fire meant to burn away stagnation. And that flicker of wild, terrifying hope That sudden vision of a life so much larger and more honest than the one you are currently living. That is not a fantasy. That is Jupiter opening a dimensional door in your mind, showing you the blueprint of what is waiting to be built. A blueprint that requires only one thing from you to begin its manifestation in the world. It requires your decision. It requires your first, terrifying, liberating step. We are going to walk you through how to take it, but first, you must understand the nature of the forces that have come to your aid. You did not call them. They were scheduled. Your soul simply knew they were coming, and your body is reacting as the earth reacts before a storm. The air changes. The animals grow quiet. A pressure builds. You are in that pressure now. Do not be afraid of it. It is the pressure that births stars. Let us speak of the energies as the ancients understood them, not as abstract principles but as living forces, as gods with personalities, with histories. To the Romans he was Mars, to the Greeks, Ares, the god of war, yes, but this is such a crude and incomplete translation. He was the god of the raw, untamed, undeniable impulse. He was the force that lived in the blood, the heat that flushed the skin before a confrontation. He was not the god of strategy. That was Athena. He was the god of the moment of pure, unhesitating action. The moment the spear leaves the hand. The moment the foot hits the ground in a full sprint. Ares represents the part of you that knows what it wants without needing to build a logical case for it. It is the cellular, primal certainty that says, this way. Now. For years you have been negotiating with this part of yourself. You have been telling it to be patient. You have been telling it to be practical, to be reasonable, to wait for a better time, to consider the feelings of others, to not rock the boat. You have taken that clean, sharp, divine impulse, and you have wrapped it in layers of doubt, apology, and rationalization, until its voice became a dull ache in your muscles, a tension in your jaw, a fire banked so low it produced more smoke than flame. This alignment, this meeting with Jupiter, is like a cosmic bellows being placed to those dying embers. Jupiter arrives and says to your inner Mars, I see you. I know what you truly desire, and not only is it permissible, it is destined. I will not just allow it, I will magnify it. Now consider Jupiter, the Roman Zeus, the Vedic Brihaspati, the guru of the gods. Jupiter's domain is everything that grows. Wealth, wisdom, faith, opportunity, luck. While Mars governs the sword that cuts, Jupiter governs the horizon that opens. His energy is one of expansion, of blessing, of benevolent largesse. He is the force that connects you to something larger than yourself, a philosophy, a faith, a grand adventure. He is the part of you that is capable of believing in a positive outcome, even when there is no immediate evidence to support it. He is the gambler's faith, the explorer's optimism, the mystic's certainty in the unseen. He is the patron of the leap of faith. You have also been negotiating with this part of yourself. You have called its visions of a grander life daydreams. You have called its deep, abiding faith naivete. You have starved it with cynicism and skepticism, telling it that the world is a hard, unforgiving place and that miracles do not happen for people like you. You have looked at the vast, open sky of your potential, the sky Jupiter reveals, and you have convinced yourself it was just an empty ceiling. You have shrunk your world to fit the size of your fears because it felt safer than admitting the terrifying, exhilarating vastness of your own destiny. And now, tonight, these two archetypes meet. The primal impulse to act meets the boundless faith in the outcome. The warrior who says, now, joins hands with the king who says, it is all possible. This is why the feeling in your body is so potent and so confusing. It is a dual activation. It is the courage to finally pick up the sword, combined with the sudden, breathtaking vision of the kingdom it will win. It is the energy to leave the shore, and the faith that a new continent will rise from the waves to meet you. There is an ancient Persian story about the warrior king Tamuras, who was known as the binder of demons. He was a great hero, but he reached a point where his kingdom was stagnant. His enemies were held at bay, but his people were not thriving. There was no joy, no art, no new growth. He had bound all the negative forces, but he had forgotten how to cultivate the positive ones. He sat in his throne room day after day, polishing his sword, trapped by his own success as a guardian. One night, a wise astrologer came to him and said, "Great king, you have the finest sword in the world, but you are trying to use it to plow a field. And you have the most fertile field in the world, but you are afraid to leave it unguarded for a single season to let it grow." The king was enraged by this counsel, but that night he had a dream. In the dream, two figures appeared. One was a fierce warrior, glowing with red light, who handed him a new spear. The other was a wise, laughing giant, in robes of gold and blue, who handed him a single, perfect seed. The giant said, "Plant this where the spear strikes the earth." When Tamuras awoke, he understood. His martial prowess, his Mars energy, was not just for defending, it was for marking a spot. It was for making a decisive choice, for striking the ground and declaring, "Here, this is the place." And his faith, his vision for the kingdom, his Jupiter energy, was the seed that could only be planted once that decisive, courageous mark had been made. He could not have one without the other. The next day, he took his army not to the border to fight, but to a barren valley in the center of his own kingdom. He threw his spear into the dry earth and commanded that a well be dug there. His generals thought he was mad, but he held the vision, the faith of the giant in his dream. They dug, and they found water. And from that well, a city grew. A center of art and learning and trade that made his kingdom legendary. You are at this same juncture. You have a sword in your hand, a decision, a truth, a necessary ending. And you have a seed in your other hand, a dream, a vision, a potential beginning. You have been trying to use the sword to protect the seed, keeping them separate. You have been guarding your dream so fiercely that you have never allowed it the risk of being planted. And you have been holding on to your power of decision so tightly, waiting for the perfect moment that your sword has begun to rust in your hand. This alignment is the dream counselor telling you, the spear strike is what plants the seed. The act of courage is what fertilizes the ground of faith. The two are not separate processes. They are one. The moment of decision is the moment of creation. Feel this in your body. Place a hand over that center of heat, your solar plexus or your lower belly. Breathe into it. This is your spear point. This is the accumulated energy of every action you have failed to take, every no you swallowed when you meant to shout it, every yes that died on your lips. It has not vanished. It has been stored. Mars has been gathering his strength within you. Now, place your other hand over your heart. Feel the expansion in your chest as you breathe. That is your seed. That is the accumulated energy of every secret hope, every vision of a better life you dismissed as impossible, every prayer you whispered into the dark. It has not vanished. It has been waiting. Jupiter has been protecting your dream until the moment you were brave enough to claim it. Tonight, these 2 points in your body are being connected by a current of cosmic light. The spear and the seed are being activated together. The warrior and the king are meeting within your own temple. What they ask of you is not complicated. It is simply devastatingly honest. They ask you to finally strike the ground. This is why the discomfort is so acute right now. Because the energy has arrived, but it has not yet been given a direction. It is like a river dammed at its source. The pressure builds and builds, and the water has to go somewhere. Right now, it might be spilling over into anxiety, into irritability, into arguments with loved ones, into a profound and unsettling sense of urgency that has no name. You feel you are on the verge of either a breakdown or a breakthrough. And I am here to tell you that this is not a breakdown. This is not a breakdown. This is the draw. This is the archer pulling the bowstring back, back, back. The tension is almost unbearable. Your whole being feels strained. But you must understand that the arrow cannot fly until the bow is drawn to its absolute limit. You are at that limit now. That conversation you have been avoiding, that is the arrow. That job application you have been staring at, that is the arrow. That decision to leave, or to stay, or to begin, that is the arrow. The unnamed truth that you have been carrying like a stone in your gut, that is the arrow. All the energy of this potent alignment is gathering behind it, drawing the string tighter and tighter. You have been waiting for the target to be perfect, for the wind to be still, for the sky to be clear. You have been waiting for a guarantee that your arrow will fly true. Jupiter and Mars are not offering you a guarantee. They are offering you something far more powerful, the unshakable, visceral, cellular certainty that it is time to let go, to release the string. The target does not matter as much as you think. The flight of the arrow is what changes the world. The act of release is what realigns your destiny. Whether it hits a bullseye or embeds itself in a tree trunk a mile away, the essential transformation happens in the letting go. In that moment, you cease to be the one who is preparing, and you become the one who is acting. You cease to be the one who is waiting, and you become the one who is creating. This is the alchemy of the moment. So let us bring this out of the sky and into the room where you sit. Let us bring it out of myth and into your own skin. The time for metaphor is drawing to a close. The time for action is arriving. For the next 48 hours, you are living in a moment of extraordinary energetic leverage. A small push now will move a giant boulder. A whisper now will be heard across a valley. A single step now will cover the distance of 1,000 steps taken at any other time. This is a grace period, a window of cosmic assistance. The universe is conspiring to support decisive, courageous, and expansive action. It is conspiring to support you, but it cannot take the step for you. The gods can hand you the spear and the seed, but they cannot throw the spear or plant the seed for you. That is your sacred role. That is the part of the story that only you can write. The discomfort you feel is the agony of your own free will, standing at the crossroads of who you have been and who you are becoming. The old self, the cautious self, the self that negotiates and rationalizes and waits, is terrified. It feels this new energy as a threat, as a death knell. And it is right. Something must die for something else to be born. An old timeline must be severed for a new one to begin. An old identity must be shed for the true self to emerge. This is the work of Mars. He is the Lord of severance. He provides the clean cut. He governs the surgeon's scalpel as much as the soldier's sword. He is the power to say, "This part of my life is over. This relationship has reached its natural end. This pattern of self-betrayal stops now." It is not an act of violence. It is an act of healing. It is an act of profound self-love. You are not destroying your past. You are honoring its lessons by refusing to repeat them. You are amputating what is gangrenous to save the whole of the body. It requires a warrior's heart. It requires the courage to cause a moment of pain for yourself and perhaps for others, in service of a lifetime of truth. Mars is offering you that courage now. It is not somewhere out there in the stars. It is that heat in your gut. It is right there. And the moment you make that cut, the moment you sever the tie to the expired timeline, a space is created, a vacuum. And into that space, the energy of Jupiter rushes in like the sea. This is the part that is so hard to trust from where you are standing now. From the point of view of the old self, the severance looks like a loss, a terrifying emptiness, a leap into the void. But from the point of view of the cosmos, that emptiness is the holy ground where miracles are planted. Jupiter cannot pour his blessings into a cup that is already full of stagnant water. You must empty the cup first. You must create the space. The act of severance is the act of creating that sacred space. Let us be brutally honest with one another for a moment. You know what needs to be done. You know what conversation needs to be had. You know what chain needs to be broken. It is a single, clear note that has been ringing beneath the noise of your daily life for a very long time. A voice that whispers, "This is not it." You have been pretending not to hear it. You have been drowning it out with work, with distraction, with the opinions of others, with the drama of the world. But in the quiet moments, in the space between breaths, it is there, clear, unwavering, true. That voice is your soul. And tonight, Mars is giving that voice a megaphone, and Jupiter is promising a new world on the other side of your obedience to it. The fear you feel is real. Let's not pretend it isn't. The fear of the unknown, the fear of failure, the fear of success, the fear of what others will think, the fear of being alone, the fear of your own power. Mars does not erase fear. No true courage does. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the decision that something else is more important. Mars simply asks you to feel the fear, to honor its presence as a signal that you are at the edge of your comfort zone, and then to act anyway. He invites you to find the thing that is more important than your fear: your freedom, your truth, your joy, the future of your children, your soul's purpose. Name it. Find that one thing, and let it be the reason you take the spear in your hand. And Jupiter asks you to trust in the principle of benevolent expansion. He asks you to entertain the possibility that the universe is not a hostile, withholding entity, but a fundamentally generous and supportive one. That when you align your actions with your deepest truth, you are not punished for it. You are rewarded. Not always instantly, not always in the way your ego expects, but in a deeper, more profound way. You are rewarded with more life, more energy, more authenticity, more of yourself. This is the great secret. The reward for courage is not a prize at the end. The reward for courage is the immediate, visceral, electrifying experience of your own aliveness when you act in accordance with your soul. The reward is the flight of the arrow, not where it lands. So, we come to the practice. We come to the ritual, because this energy is too potent to be held only in the mind. It must be grounded. It must be anchored in the body and in the physical world. It requires a ceremony, however small, to mark the moment. This is a two-part practice, designed for tonight and tomorrow morning. It is simple, but it is not easy. It requires your full presence and your deepest honesty. Tonight, after the sun has set, find a place where you can be alone for at least 15 minutes. This can be indoors or outdoors, though if you can see the night sky, all the better. You will need a piece of paper, a pen, and a glass of clean water. That is all. Sit quietly for a few moments. Close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths, and with each exhalation, feel yourself dropping out of the chatter of your mind and into the center of your body. Find that sensation of heat, of restlessness, of energy. Do not judge it. Simply be with it. Acknowledge it. Place your hand upon it, and in your own mind or out loud, say, "I feel you. I am ready to listen." Now, take the pen and the piece of paper, and at the top of the page, I want you to write this question. What is the one thing that is more important than my fear? And then, beneath it, I want you to write another question. What is the one decisive action my soul is asking me to take? Do not think. Do not edit. Do not censor. Write. Let the pen move. It might be a single word. It might be a sentence. It might be a whole paragraph. It does not matter. What matters is that it comes from that deep, honest, primal center that Mars is activating within you. Write the truth that you have been carrying. Write the name of the conversation. Write the decision to leave or the decision to begin. Be brutally, beautifully honest with yourself. This paper is for your eyes only. No one else ever needs to see it. This is a sacred contract between you and your soul. Let the raw, unfiltered truth onto the page. It says, I am done pretending. It says, I choose my own peace. It says, I will honor this dream. Let it out. When you are finished, when you feel the truth is there on the page, read it out loud. Just once. Let the sound waves of your own voice carry the intention into the room, into the world. Your voice is a creative instrument. Speaking the truth gives it form, gives it life, gives it power. As you speak, feel the vibration in your chest, in your throat. This is you, claiming your own story. This is you, telling the universe what is true for you now. Now, fold the paper. Fold it as many times as you need to, making it small and dense with your intention. Place the folded paper on a flat surface and place the glass of water directly on top of it. The water is a conduit. It is a crystalline structure capable of holding memory, of holding frequency. Overnight, as Mars and Jupiter pour their combined light upon the Earth, this glass of water will become charged with the energy of this alignment and with the specific, personal intention you have just named and claimed. It will become a liquid talisman, a potion of courage and faith brewed specifically for you. Leave it there overnight. Go to sleep. Your dreams may be vivid. That is part of the process. You are integrating this new frequency on all levels of your being. In the morning, as soon as you wake, before you check your phone, before you speak to anyone, go to your glass of water. Pick it up. Hold it in both hands. The paper beneath it has done its work. You can set it aside for now. Hold the glass and look into the water. And as you hold it, I want you to say these words aloud. I drink in the courage of Mars and the faith of Jupiter. I accept my own power. I accept my own path. My next step is clear, and I will take it today. And then, drink the water. All of it. As you drink, visualize that charged water, that liquid light entering your body. Feel it spreading from your stomach outward, a wave of warmth and resolve flooding every cell. Feel it dissolving the knots of fear in your solar plexus. Feel it strengthening the resolve in your heart. Feel it clearing the confusion from your mind. You are physically integrating the cosmic energy. You are making it a part of you. You are becoming the warrior king of your own life. The second part of the practice is the most important. After you have drunk the water, you must take the first step. Not the whole journey, not the 10-year plan, just the first physical, concrete step. This must happen before the sun sets tomorrow. The universe needs to see your commitment in the material world. Action is the language it understands best. If your truth was about leaving a job, your action is to open the document and start writing your resignation letter, or to spend 15 minutes researching new opportunities. Just 15 minutes. If it was about a difficult conversation, your action is to send the text message that says, "Can we talk tonight?" If it was about starting a creative project, your action is to buy the domain name, or the canvas, or to write the first sentence. It must be a physical action, something that moves energy from the internal world to the external. It does not have to be the final action, but it must be the first action. It is you, striking the earth with the spear. You are showing the universe that you are serious. You are planting the seed. Once you have taken that action, and only after you have taken it, take the piece of paper you wrote on. You have one final choice. You can burn it, releasing the intention fully to the heavens, scattering the ashes on the earth or into the wind, an act of pure faith. Or you can bury it in the earth, in a pot or in your garden, planting it like a seed to let it grow in the dark. Choose the one that feels most powerful to you. This closes the ritual. You have received the energy. You have declared your intention. You have integrated it. You have acted upon it. And you have released the outcome. You have done your part. Now you let the great law of Jupiter take over. You watch and see what doors begin to open. You did not find this message by accident. You did not stumble upon these words by chance. Something in you, the part that was already feeling the heat and the restlessness, recognized a frequency it was waiting for. Your soul knew this alignment was coming, and it led you here, to this moment, to receive a language for what you were already feeling. Your presence here, right now, still listening, is the final piece of evidence you need that you are ready. You are not behind. You are not late. You have not missed your chance. You have arrived at the gate at the precise appointed hour. What you do at this moment is and always will be your choice. But know this, the gate does not stay open forever. The cosmic winds do not always blow so favorably at your back. There are moments in a life when the universe offers a current of profound assistance, a tidal wave of grace to carry you to a new shore. This is one of those moments. You can feel it. You can feel the truth of this in your bones, in your blood, in the very air you are breathing. Do not let the old voices of doubt and fear talk you out of the fierce, beautiful, undeniable wisdom of your own body. Your life is your own sacred text, and you have come to a page that you must turn. You have been reading the same chapter over and over, and you know it by heart. You know all its comforts and all its sorrows. It is familiar. It is safe. But the story is calling you forward. The rest of the book is waiting to be written. And what this alignment of Mars and Jupiter offers you is the courage and the faith to finally turn the page. The work that went into understanding this, into translating the language of the stars into something that could be spoken here, was hours upon hours spent in the quiet, listening to the currents, so that the course for you would be clear. It is offered with the deepest reverence for the journey you are on. If this has resonated, If you have felt the call, if you are ready to claim this moment, I invite you to make a public declaration. Go to the comments below and write, in all caps, "I am striking the ground." This is not for me. This is for you. It is a digital ritual, an act of public commitment that adds another layer of energy to your intention. And know that your declaration will be a gift to others. Someone will scroll through these comments, feeling alone in their fear, and they will see your words, your courage, and find a little more of their own. Your bravery will become a permission slip for someone else. Then, if you have not already, subscribe and press the bell. Because this is not a one-time event. It is the beginning of a conversation. There are other cycles, other gates, other stories waiting to be told, and we will walk through them together. Take a deep breath. Feel the power that is available to you right now. It is immense, it is real, and it is yours. The warrior is awake, the king is smiling, the path is clear. Go well, and strike true.